Ladies and gentlemen, the CTDF Fantasy Football Show is on the air once again. Delighted to have you join us. It is Thursday night, November 19th, 2020. It's about 6 minutes after 9 in the Central Time Zone, 6 minutes after 10 on the Eastern Time Zone, wherever you're watching and however you may be watching. Thanks for joining us once again. It is week 11 now in the National Football League. And getting down to some very interesting matchups. We'll, of course, go through that right now. Of course, a little bit later on the show. I'm Tim McClellan. And, of course, I got my buddies, the main brand of sports, Sean Flynn. We have our two-time defending league champion, Will Medina. And we have my good buddy, Adam Oliver. Guys, how you doing?
We're good. We're good.
Good.
All right, all right. Well, week 11, which means that in our league, things are almost kind of winding down a little bit. Let's take a look at our league standings right now. Bring that screen up here. And right now, holding on to the top seed overall is our first-year player, Cedric, with a record of 8-2, followed by three players at 7-3. That would be Andrew. No, wait a minute. That would be Will. Will is the top leader. What am I reading?
I beat Cedric.
Yeah, he beat Cedric.
Yeah. Will beat Cedric last week to take over the overall number one seed in the playoffs. And Cedric is tied with Adam and Andrew with a 7-3 record. 6-4 would be Natalie and Flynn.
Mm-hmm.
I am tied with Nell Snesra with 5-5. 4-6 is Spencer. 3-7 is Marty. And Mark and Erica both with records of 1-9. So Will has just taken back the number one seed. Can he hold on to it? We'll soon find out.
Yeah, and Cedric scored the second most points of any of us in the league this week, yet he still lost.
Amazing. That's one of those things that can happen in fantasy football. You just don't know. So looking ahead for this week's matchups, which of course is going on right now, I am facing Cedric right now. I have one player playing right now in tonight's game between the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. And I got Bobby Wagner, who got me 5 points, and that's what I have. I'm projected to go 136.1, and Cedric is projected at 147.4. He doesn't have any players playing as of yet. Then we got Mark and Flynn going at it in the matchup for this week. Both players don't have any players playing tonight. Right now, Flynn is projected at 162.5. Mark really needs to check his lineup right now because he's projected right now at 88.9.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do anything else, which I hope he does. I mean, not I'm saying that I wish that Flynn loses this matchup. I'm just saying that Mark needs to just pay attention to his lineup and check the injury reports and all that. So, and right now, Nels and Spencer have a matchup. They both have some players that are in tonight's game. Spencer right now is at 16.8. Projected to go 147.9. Nels has 5.6 points right now. Projected to go 142 even.
Yeah, and Nell's got a big win last week over March to keep his playoff hopes alive. He got 20-plus fantasy points, both from Adam Thielen and Justin over the Bears Friday night.
Yeah. And in our other matchup, we have Will going up against Marty. Will right now has 11.2 points out of a possible 157.4.
And Will should have gotten more in the first half. Could had DK Metcalf not drop a big easy touchdown pass at the end of the first half.
Give me DK.
Yeah, he usually has sure hands.
Yeah.
One of the best, if not. He's up there. He is way above average as far as a wide receiver, but I wouldn't say he's elite, but he is very, very good. DK Metcalf, great receiver.
Yeah, but I don't think any wide receiver has as. I think the best hands of any wide receiver in the NFL, they belong to DeAndre Hopkins, and of course we saw that on that Hail Murray play, the last play of that crazy game in Arizona last week.
Oh, so that's what they call it, the Hail Murray.
Yeah,
Very clever.
and in fact, it has its own Wikipedia page. That's how big that play was.
Oh my gosh, it made Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray, I can say right now, you have made it. Kyler Murray has made it. If you make Wikipedia, you can make it anywhere.
It was actually more of Hopkins, because Hopkins beat 3 defenders and he shoved them all off. But the reason why he was able to beat that off, because he's taller and his vertical in his physicals was higher than any of those 3. So the physicals were why he was able to make that catch.
Oh yeah. And in our next matchup, I see here, we got Andrew going against Adam. Adam has the Arizona defense and special teams playing tonight. So far, he scored 9 points, projected to go 144.5. Andrew is projected to go 148.6. And in our final matchup for this week, both Erica and Spencer have players that are participating tonight. Right now, Erica has a 30.9 advantage over Spencer with 12 points.
I think he's playing the tally, Tim. Yeah, she's playing the tally.
Oh yeah, that's John Natali. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we already talked about Spencer. I don't know where that came from, but right now, Natalie is projected to go 141.4, and Erica is projected to go 130.3.
Yeah, and in that matchup, each team has their quarterback going right now. That Kyler Murray is going for Natalie, while Russell Wilson is playing for Erica.
So we got some very interesting matchups in our league. So once again, I want to kind of project right now if the playoffs were to start this week. Will, of course, would once again take the top spot. And Andrew would actually take the number 2 spot. Then number 3 would go to Cedric. Number 4 would go to Adam. Number 5 would go to Flynn. And number 6 would go to Natalie. And we have...
we have 3 weeks left of regular season play.
Including this week, right?
Yeah, including this. So this week, next week, and the week after.
All right, our league season is winding down, folks. So can Will get that 3rd ring? Right now, he's in a good position to, but anything can happen. So with that being said, we are going to go into the NFL picks for Week 11. And before we do have 4 teams that are on the bye this week. Buffalo Bills, Chicago Bears, the New York Giants, and Will's San Francisco 49ers. So those 4 teams are on the bye. Right now, Thursday Night Football is going on. It's the Arizona Cardinals against Seattle Seahawks. They just started the 3rd quarter. And right now, the Seahawks have a 16-7 advantage over Arizona. Arizona currently has the ball right now at 2nd and 7. And by the way, I picked Seattle to win this one 31-27.
Yeah, I think because I think they're playing better football, and I think Seattle's defense has been bad most of the season.
Uh, what was that? Was that you, Will?
No. But for this game, since it's 16-7, and it looks like Seattle woke up from that loss to the Rams, I had this one going 30-24 for Seattle.
Uh huh. So, Adam, who did you get for this one?
Adam, fix your
Uh
mic,
oh.
boss.
Cardinals. And that's help nobody in fantasy though.
Looks like Adam's having audio problems again. We're kind of having audio problems before we went on the air here.
You hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got you now.
Okay, yeah, okay. I think with that game, I think it's gonna can go like either way, but I, in the end, I believe that the Seahawks will win.
Okay. Now I think Flynn said the Seahawks would take this one.
I took Arizona.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
That's interesting.
All right. So we got 3 for the Seahawks and 1 for the Cardinals. And the Cardinals just scored a touchdown with the extra point. They're now only down by 2 points right now. 10:07 left in the third quarter with the Seahawks leading 16-14. In the meantime, we're going to go to the Sunday games. First, we got a very interesting NFC South matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and New Orleans Saints. This will be in New Orleans, and the Saints are picked by 4 in this one. So, Flynn, go ahead and start with this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Saints in this one. I think Winston's getting better off in New Orleans because I think the coaching is significantly better in New Orleans than it was in any time during his career with Tampa Bay, he's gonna have his full assortment of weapons in his favor. He's got Kamara, Thomas, Derek Cook, and company that'll give him support, and an offensive line that's been playing very well. They've been able to move the ball up and down the field. But I think this is not going to be easy, obviously, because the Saints and Falcons have always been toe to toe with each other. But I think the better coach and the better defense is going to prevail in this one. So give me the Saints to win this game by a field goal, 30-27.
All right. Will, who do you got with this one?
Oh, man. Seeing Drew Brees not play this week, it really hurts the Saints right now. But Taysom Hill's going to do some work. Jameis Winston knows how to start, and this is why the Saints will win. Because Atlanta is getting ready to give up on the rest of their season. Yes, I'm saying it now. So give me Jameis Winston with at least 2 touchdown passes, 31-14 over Atlanta.
Okay, Adam.
Yeah, I think Winston is pretty impressive, like filling in for Drew Brees. So I know it's gonna be a tough one, but I think the Saints are gonna get the slight edge.
Well, I am going to go ahead and make you unanimous. I will take the Saints over the Falcons. I got them winning by a score of 34-27. Hopefully, Jameis Winston will not repeat anything like last year when he threw all those interceptions, because I don't. Hopefully, he's in a new environment, so hopefully he works the system quite well. And besides, the Falcons are slowly falling flat.
But here's the thing that was significant about the Drew Brees injury was that the Saints knew going to the season that Drew Brees his health was going to be a big issue going into the season. So So that's why they went out after they lost Teddy Bridgewater to the Panthers. That's why they went out and signed Jameis Winston. But Bruce Arians is good. And I said this on my Hooked on Sports podcast that the coaching is going to hold the Buccaneers back from ever winning a championship as long as he's head coach there. That Sean Payton is going to make Jameis Winston a better quarterback.
Yeah, hopefully that will go very well. Next game on the schedule. Well, we might see a nice one here. Kinda, I don't know. I wouldn't say this is a toilet bowl game. Could be to some, might not be for others. It's Cincinnati Bengals going to Washington to take on the football team, or otherwise known as the No Names. And Flynn, looks like here the Washington football team is picked by 1.5.
Yeah, I'm going to take Washington to win and cover here. I think Washington did some very good things in the second half. Alex Smith played an entire game of football that he set career highs in completions and total passing yards in a game. And I think a lot of it had to do with the flow of the game because they got down so early. But they got a lot of momentum, and I thought the Lions were lucky to escape with that victory over Washington. So, but I think in this game, I think it's going to be Antonio Gibson and J.D. McKissick will go all over the Cincinnati rush defense, which is one of the worst in the entire league. So I think with that, I'll take Washington to win at home, 27-24.
Alrighty then, Adam.
I know it's going to be kind of interesting, but I'm gonna go with the Washington Generics to have the slight edge for the win.
All right, champ. What do you say about this one?
You, I can't make heads or tails of this game because let's just face it. The only good player I see making a breakout is going to be T. Higgins, the rookie for Cincinnati here. Not taking away from Antonio Gibson. He had some couple games, but this is going to come down to who wants this win more. So as much as I'm going to have to go with the Bengals here just because. And they're going to need a little bit more from Tyler Boyd, at least for this season. So give me the Bengals over the Washington No Names 27-17.
Okay. And I guess we are all going to be split because I am taking the Bengals to win this one. Won't be that much of a high scoring matchup. I see the Bengals winning this one by a score of 17-13. Although I see the generics making the Bengals work for it and hopefully get another victory for Joe Burrow in there. Next up, another game you might not want to write home about. We got the Philadelphia Eagles, or as I love to call them, the Filthy Delphia Chickens, and they're taking on the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland has been very impressive this year, more impressive than I imagined they would be, and they are picked by 3 against the Eagles. Flynn.
Yeah, and the Eagles deserved to lose that game against the Giants. In every single facet, they were completely outclassed. They were completely outcoached by Joe Judge, Jason Garrett, and Patrick Graham. And the Eagles were 0 for 9 on third down. They ran draw plays on 3rd and 18. Hey, Doug Peterson, it's time to hire an offensive coordinator to call the plays. Apparently, Doug Peterson the Eagles' offense is non-existent without Frank Reich, who really was the mind that got Philadelphia to a championship 3 years ago. Now he's coach of the Indianapolis Colts, and the Colts are 6-3, while the Eagles are 3-5-1. But here's the thing with the Eagles' schedule: they have the Browns, they have Seattle, they have Green Bay, the Saints, and the Cardinals all in succession the next 5 weeks.
Oof.
And the combined record of those 5 teams is 32-13. But I do think Philadelphia is going to keep this one close in Cleveland because I still have issues with Cleveland's passing attack without Odell Beckham Jr. But I think this is going to be a close one. Going to go down the wire, but I think the Browns win it in a field goal in overtime. Give me the Browns to win 23-20 over Philadelphia Chickens.
Oh, by the way, guys, I think I just heard Flynn mention the name Jason Garrett.
The clapping
They
wonder.
actually put together a really good game plan against Philadelphia's defense on Sunday.
Yeah, he did very well on that one. So, Will, Eagles, Browns, how do you see it?
Can we just stick a fork in the Eagles and just be done with it? Can we just do that? Nah. And here's why.
East will.
Wait, here's why Cleveland's gonna beat the Eagles. Like Philip said, they're 0-9 on third down. They average at least 4 punts a game, and they can't get nothing going. And this rookie Travis Fulgham, he's good, but Wentz looks like a squalid chicken when he's inside the pocket. But now that you got Baker Mayfield back off the COVID list, you got Chubb and Hunt. They're gonna go back to running down the football. So, listen here, Freddie Kitchens, don't fail me now. I got Cleveland beating the rotisserie chickens at 400 degrees, 30-21.
Hey, Freddie Kitchens is the tight ends coach of the Giants now.
Yeah, but let's face it, though.
Chickens. I like that.
Carson Wentz needs to do something now or he's done.
The rotisserie chickens. I really like that one. Okay, Adam. Eagles, Browns. What you got?
Well, I think I would take the dog pound in this one. So yeah, it's gonna be like a relatively easy win by about 2 or 3 scores.
Ooh, interesting. Sounds like a very delicious pick right there. I'm going to go. In fact, I'm taking the Browns and I'm making them my lock of the week. I'm taking the Browns to beat those chickens by a score of 30-21. The Browns are my lock of the week. And now we're going to go to Carolina to take the Detroit Lions and the Carolina Panthers. And actually, this game is a pick 'em if I'm not mistaken, Flynn.
As to what game? The Panthers and Lions?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Panthers to win the game, even if Teddy Bridgewater isn't going to be 100%. The Lions' offense is banged up. That they might get that may or may not get Kenny Galladay back, but Matthew Stafford isn't 100% either, and DeAndre Swift might not play because of the concussion. But this game is is going to come down to the coaching, and I think Matt Rule is going to be is superior to that of Matt Patricia. So give me the Panthers to win a high-scoring game, 31-28 over the Lions.
Will, who you got?
Oh God, this game. Oh, for fuck's sake! I think the Panthers win this one because for reasons that I don't want to go into, but John already mentioned it. Galladay's not playing. DeAndre Swift's not also going to play, so it's just going to come down to basically Stafford throwing the football everywhere, but it's not going to really matter. While Carolina basically got it together. Mike Davis, he did good in his last game. DJ Moore starting to come up now, not feeling flustered on the field. Defense with that rookie secondary, I think they're starting to get it together. This is why the Panthers will take it here in a 31-20 score over the Lions.
Another interesting pick right there. So, Adam, how you call this?
Well, it is going to be a close close one, but I think I have a feeling that the Lions would take it by at least a field goal.
Well, very interesting point there, and actually, that's the way I see it. I'm actually thinking that the Lions are really starting to warm up right now, and I'm taking the Lions over the Panthers as my upset special. Lions over Panthers 24-21. Although the Panthers are going to make them work for it. And now we got a very interesting AFC matchup here. We got the Tennessee Titans going to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Both teams are at 6-3. Both teams are basically, the Titans are at the top of the AFC South, and the Ravens are just behind the Steelers for the AFC North. And in this game, the Ravens are picked by 5.5. So, Flynn, what's your call on this?
This was the singular toughest game of the week for me to pick because I love Tennessee, I love Baltimore, I love the coaches, I love the coordinators. But I think the vision of Eric DaCosta drafting Patrick Queen with his first round pick, I think it's going to play a huge role in this game because the Ravens really needed to beef up their front seven, and these were the types of games where the Ravens needed to go after guys like Calais Campbell, Yannick Ngakoue, do trades. They beef up the linebackers. And I think the draft strategy is going to pay off here. I think Lamar Jackson knows that this was the team that beat them in the divisional round last year, and I think I'll take the Ravens here, 31-27, because I think it's going to come down to a last minute touchdown drive by the Ravens.
Okay. Will, who do you got in this one?
You know what? I kept pondering this game for the last several hours.
Yeah, this was very difficult.
I don't know what's going on with the Ravens offense right now. Lamar Jackson could do everything, but I analyzed the last three games the Ravens have played, and it just seems like the offensive line is coming to break down. I mean, we're not even going to talk about that game against Kansas City because that was a sad sore, but they're going up against Tennessee, and look what happened last year. So this is where I have to jump ship, and I'm going to go on the Tannehill train. And this is where Derrick Henry might get over 120 yards. So give me the Titans, as much as I hate to say it. But they're going to upset the Ravens in a 24-20 score. And Derrick Henry is just going to put somebody down on the ground.
Oh, yeah. That sounds very, very tasty right there. Adam, what do you say?
It is gonna be pretty close. Both of them are talented teams, but I gotta give the Ravens a slight edge in this one.
And I will take the Ravens this one, even though Derrick Henry may finally get a good bit of yardage in this game, but I actually see the Ravens taking this one by a score of 28-20. But I still think the Titans will be able to keep up will probably beat out the Colts to win the AFC South. So there's really no harm, no foul in that one. We have an interesting matchup in Houston. The Houston Texans are playing host to the New England Patriots, and the Patriots are picked by 2. So, Flynn, your call.
Yeah, if it wasn't for if it wasn't for that monsoon on Sunday night, I don't think the Patriots win that game against Baltimore. Rex Burkhead had a good game as did Cam Newton. You gotta give the Patriots credit where credit is due for weathering the elements, but. The Texans are a team that's been playing better since they fired Bill O'Brien. And I think that the Texans have more momentum. That they kept it close against the Browns. The team has way more talent than them, even without OBJ. And I think they're going to hold their own. I think New England's defense isn't as good as it used to be. And I think the game plan with the Patriots isn't going to work against the Texans. So I'll take the Texans in an upset here, 24-20 over the Patriots.
Ooh, looks like Flynn has his upset special. Texans over Patriots. I don't know where Will went. Let's just go to Adam on this one. Uh-oh. Can't
You can't hear.
can't hear him.
2.
We can hear
Okay.
you.
We got you
Okay.
now.
All right. So yeah, it is gonna be a close one, but got it. But I think it's gonna be a close game. But I think the Texans will pull this one off.
Interesting. We got two for the Texans. So, Will, what do you say?
And Houston has who?
New England.
Oh, Deshaun Watson. Where has your ability went? This is why New England will win this one is because Houston's defense is starting to decline very much so. Not taking it away from his ability to throw the ball down the field, but I mean, Cam Newton is starting to wake up a little bit. I mean, this Jacoby Myers rookie receiver, I guess he is starting to blend in. So Patriots will win. This will probably be a close one. Just give me 27-23 Patriots over the Texans.
I got the Patriots winning this one 27-12.
Oh,
So it looks like
Wow.
we got so it looks like we got two for the Patriots, two for the Texans. And we now go to Jacksonville, Florida, where the Jaguars will play host to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is pretty much going to be your pretty much lopsided, one-sided game of the week. I forgot to get the line on this one, but I'd say it pretty heavy in the Steelers' favor.
Yeah, the Steelers are favored by 10 in this one. Tim.
Right.
what?
All right, go ahead, Flynn.
Yeah, this is actually going to be closer than people think. Because if you watch the games the last 2 weeks, the Jaguars have actually played pretty well against more talented teams than Houston. Okay, the Jaguars the Packers needed all 60 minutes to beat the Jaguars last week, and Matt LaFleur, rightfully so, in his press conference, ripped the Packers for their effort against one of the league's worst teams. But I think this is going to be a closer game than people think. I think Jake Luton's going to make some plays, but I think in the end it's going to be the Steelers holding off. Steelers defense making some big stops late to hold off the Jaguars. So I'll take the Steelers 27-23 over the Jaguars.
All right, Will, go ahead.
This is not a lopsided game people are thinking. This is a slaughterhouse game. I mean, we go from this Gardner Minshew to a no name. I don't know his name. And the only good player right now is James Thompson, the rookie running back. He's coming in, but this is why the Steelers are going to stay undefeated. Big Ben Porterhouse-Burger is going to throw for another 300 yards. Connor's going to get some running game in. Chase Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster, Deontay Washington. TJ Watt's coming in well for the Steelers defense. And Minka Fitzpatrick. This guy can average at least one interception a game. So give me the Steelers in a yawn game of the week. Yes, I'm called the CTDF yawn of the week because Jacksonville can't seem to get it together a score of 35-17.
Oh, that's that's pretty brutal. Adam, do you see it that way?
Yeah, think the I think the Steelers are gonna be all over the Jaguars, which have been starting to deflate a bit. So I think the Steelers will win like easy, and I think I'll put that down as my lock of the week.
Aha! So Adam's locking the Steelers this week over the Jaguars. Uh, I'm saying the Steelers will pretty much take down the Jaguars by a score of 31-10. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers get any more points than that. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. And before we go into the late games, going to give an update on the Thursday night game right now. There's about 22 seconds left in the third quarter in Seattle.
It's the end of the third quarter now. 23-14 Seattle.
23-14 Seattle. With 1 quarter left to play in that one, and I picked the Seahawks on those, so I may be correct on that one. So now we go into the late afternoon games on Sunday, beginning with the Denver Broncos, who are at home against the all of a sudden surprising Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are actually picked by 3.5 in this one. So far, Tua time has looked pretty good, Flynn.
Yeah, but I could not have circled Miami fast enough that the Dolphins have something going on. That the Tua put together another clean game on Sunday, which is a huge sign for a rookie quarterback. But the Broncos are on a path to nowhere, and Drew Lock is not likely to play on Sunday. And that's kind of a problem too. So give me the Dolphins to win, and give me the Dolphins to win by 10 points.
All righty, Will.
Miami by 10, huh, friend? Aren't you generous? Let me go a different route for you. Drew Lock can't stay healthy. Let's just put the fact to the barbecue. Drew Lock can't stay healthy to save his life. Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay, they're like two running backs tethered through. Like, they can't average 8 yards a carry. Let's put that there. The only thing going for Denver right now is Tim Patrick. At least he could average like 8 yards a catch. But this is why Miami's going to win. They finally believed in Tua time. And about damn time. So Tua's going to go 3-0. Give me the Dolphins, but not the type of score you're thinking. 31-10. Miami over Denver.
Ooh. Oh, brutal. Adam.
I'm gonna pick the. going to pick the Dolphins to beat the Broncos, and I think they will. I think they would get it with a point margin of between 2 to 3 scores.
That sounds quite reasonable. Kind of makes me wonder why they didn't want to start with Tua in the first place, but nonetheless, Tua's come on. He's done pretty good, and I say he's going to do good again this week. I have got the Dolphins winning this one by a score of 27-20. And now we got a game in Los Angeles. The Chargers are going to be at home, and they're taking on. Oh my goodness! It's the Chargers against the New York Jets. The Chargers are picked by 9.5. Flynn, I don't really see anything to talk about this one.
Yeah, the Jets still haven't won a game when Sam Darnold is unavailable due to injury. And it's gonna continue on here that the Jets are on a path to nowhere, and you know 38-20 is LA over the Jets, and that's my lock of the week.
So Flynn is locking the Chargers this week. So Will, what do you say?
Jesus Christ. Can we just have the Jets tank the season and just take Trevor Lawrence in the draft? Because that's what everybody's speculating right now. The Jets, they're going to go nowhere fast. They're going to get Trevor Lawrence in the first round pick. Don't be surprised if Sam Darnold is going to be on the trading block. And rumor has it that Darnold has been linked to either going to Jacksonville or San Francisco in the article that I read, but please take this with a grain of salt. Yeah. But give me the Chargers nonetheless. I think Justin Herbert does some work here in a 28-17 battle.
Yeah,
Sam Darnold to either the 49ers.
Yes, Sam Darnold to San Francisco will be very interesting because you have to keep in mind too that what Sam Darnold has faced during his time with the Jets, that terrible ownership, horrible offensive line play, the coaching has been awful as well. But I think the roster in San Francisco in all areas would be much better than that of the Jets. So I think Kyle Shanahan can work some magic with Sam Darnold if he's in San Francisco.
That would be very interesting if that did happen. Adam, what do you got here? Jets, Chargers. What do you got? And it looks like we cannot hear Adam again. Once again, he's having audio problems.
Test.
We just heard a little bit of what you said.
Oh,
Yeah, we still don't hear him. Well, I wonder if his fiance has anything to do with the sound system here.
okay. All right. How about now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So yeah, I believe that the Chargers will take it.
Chargers will take it, and that's what I say. I make it unanimous. Chargers 28, Jets 13. I think the Jets are pretty much on their way to winning the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. And by the way, Amanda, if you're out there, what's up, girl? So now we come to a very interesting NFC matchup. The Dallas Cowboys are coming off their bye week. They are going to be on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are picked by 7, Flynn.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the points here with the Cowboys, but I'm gonna take the Vikings to win the game. Because I think the Vikings are continuing to gain some momentum, and they're able to grind out a victory against the Bears, and they overcame some early obstacles, the 2 turnovers, but yeah, I have to give the Vikings credit for holding their own, and I went off on the Bears on my most recent podcast, a podcast episode of Hooked on Sports. But I think the Vikings look they have Dallas this week. They have Carolina and Jacksonville the next 2 weeks. They should be able to reel in some wins the next few weeks and will themselves back into the NFC wildcard conversation now. But do I think Minnesota will wind up making the playoffs? I'm not sure about that because I think Tampa, LA, Seattle are all better in that conversation. And besides that, the Vikings have already lost to Seattle. But in retrospective, I think Kirk Cousins, that matchup against the Dallas defense is very delicious. So give me the Vikings to take down Dallas 27-21.
Okay, so Will, who do you got for this one?
Just give me a second here. I don't know how Minnesota, with all that pressure, is going to make it on top of the NFC North. And this is where you say, now Dalvin Cook gave you two better performances, but not much of Monday night. But I think they win this one. Not to talk trash about your Dallas Cowboys too, but this is where if Minnesota is going to track Green Bay, it has to be now. Dallas, on the other hand, try to do what you can for the rest of the season. Hope Dak gets back, and they can actually be an NFC East contender going into the next year. But this is the game that Vikings should not lose. This will be a 30-21 game for the Vikings over Dallas.
All right, Adam, what do you say?
Well, it is going to be a. I think it might be a pretty close game, but I know it pains me to do it, but I have to be realistic, and I think it would. I think the Vikings would have the slight edge.
Yeah, I have to be realistic about this too. Not sure how much improved the Cowboys are going to be after coming off their bye week, but I pretty much got to go with a slightly better quarterback, slightly better coaching right now, and the Vikings. I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them by a score of 28-17. But I'll be surprised if the Cowboys score more than 17 points in this game. It should be a bit of an improvement, but I'm going with the Vikings 28-17. And we are now going to go to Indianapolis, where the Colts are going to be taking on the Green Bay Packers. Uh, Packers 7-2, Colts 6-3, but they're giving the Colts are giving 1.5 points, Flynn.
Yeah, this to me is my favorite game of the week because you have the unstoppable force against the immovable object. The Packers have the number 3 offense in the NFL, and the Colts have the number the number 4 scoring defense in the NFL. The Colts defense has been outstanding the entire year, and you can look at their offseason acquisitions that they acquired DeForest Buckner from San Francisco. He's been very good. The linebackers, secondary has been excellent as well. And yes, the Packers should be getting their full complement of players back. But this is the best defense that the Packers have seen all season, and I'm going to be very interested to see how the Packers' new aggressive offense, which was different from a year ago. If the Packers if this game was played, I think the Colts would win the game by double digits. But I think this is going to be a closer game. But I'll take the Colts to win by a field goal. I think Frank Reich has done a great job with his offense and defense as well. Give me the Colts to win 27-24 over Green Bay.
Interesting pick there, Will.
Oh my God. You're the only first person between 3 social media sites that actually went with the Colts on this one. Except the Colts won't win. You put discount double check and Devontae Adams together, what really stops them? Ask yourself that question, Flynn. Who stops that combination? You just don't. So this is Green Bay's game to win, not to take it away from Philip Rivers. This is probably his potential last year in the league anyway. But I don't see the Packers losing. Give me this game in a 31-24 close game score.
Hmm. So, Adam, what do you say about this one?
Well, it's gonna be kind of a close game. It would be Old Man Rivers taking on that bad man. It I think it's gonna be a close one, but I gotta give it to the Packers with the slight edge.
Yeah, and I got the Packers. I see the Packers going into Indianapolis and winning this game. I'm going to say Packers take this game by a score of 31-21. It'll be interesting to see how it all ends up in the AFC South. Who's going to take it between the Colts and the Titans? That's probably one of the most interesting playoff races that I'm taking a look at right now.
Yeah, and I think both teams I think they have good cases. They still represent tough matchups against Pittsburgh and Kansas City in the playoffs.
That's right, very true. Oh, we have a very tasty Sunday night matchup. It's going. This is a decades old rivalry right here. Even though one of these teams is relocated, it's still a great rivalry nonetheless. It's the defending world champion Kansas City Chiefs heading to Las Vegas to take on the Gruden Grinders, and the Chiefs are picked by 8. Flynn, what do you say?
Yeah, this wasn't an easy game to pick against the spread, but I'm gonna lay the 8 points here and take the Chiefs to win by double digits. I think that the video that surfaced over the weekend about the Raiders taking the victory lap over beating the Broncos, I think that certainly rubbed Andy Reid the wrong way. Plus, Kansas City is coming off a bye week, and Andy Reid is one of the best coaches in all ever when their team is coming off an extra week of rest. So give me the Chiefs to win this game 34-23 and basically put away the AFC West away from the Raiders. But if the Raiders do win this game, they'll be 7-3, a game behind Kansas City, and they'll have the tiebreakers because they beat Kansas City the first time. So if the Raiders win, it's on in the division.
Yes, it's true. Yes, if the Raiders do win, then they have the edge. So, Flynn, I mean, no, we just heard from Flynn. Let's hear from Will.
If nobody paid attention to the last game between Kansas City and Las Vegas, go watch that game again. And this is where I'm going to put this game and my pick, my CTDF lock of the week to Las Vegas. Now, don't get me wrong, Kansas City is still the defending champions. They still got a lot of things going, but look what Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, Hunter Renfro, a newly invigorated Nelson Aguilar have done. Henry Ruggs, he's been actively injured, but I just can't take it away. And then you have Waller, their tight end. Oh my God. This kid's
So
great.
happy I drafted him.
And at the same time, you hear about the reports of 7 players on the COVID list for the defense for the Raiders, but I don't think that stops them. I mean, this is where I think the Raiders wake up and they pressure Kansas City. So give me the Raiders in my lock of the week, 35-31 over Kansas City.
Wow.
Whoa, interesting.
To be fair, though, Nelson Aguilar has been so much better than he ever was during his days with the Eagles. And he kept stopping passes, but I think the Raiders figure out how to use Nelson Aguilar, and he's been terrific. So I'll give you that.
No, I think now he's in a better system to where he doesn't have to worry about being pressured because all eyes now are going to be either on rookie Ruggs or they're going to look at Renfro and Waller. I mean, Derek Carr basically got 5 weapons that he could use at the simplest advantage that he can.
Wow. So we got Vegas for Will and Adam. What do you say about this classic matchup?
Womp, womp, womp. He's picking Kansas City. I don't even know what he's talking about. Come on, man. Wait.
Adam constantly having problems.
Yay. I hear something. Some interference.
Okay. How about
Yay.
now? Okay,
Yeah,
how
I
about
got you
now?
now.
Okay, like I was trying to say, it is going to be a close
Oh,
game.
are we gonna maybe get a safety here in
It
this Arizona Seattle game? Maybe. Hang
uh,
on.
it it will it would be a close game. I think
Whoa!
if the I think if the Raiders do pull this one off, I believe he would be the second coach to beat Andy Reid twice, if I'm not mistaken. If but in that case, I believe that the Kansas City Chiefs will get it together and they would edge out the Las Vegas Raiders by at least one touchdown.
And I think we just had it, Flynn. There was a safety for the Seahawks. They pretty much pinned Kyler Murray right back in his own end zone. So it's 23-21 Seahawks, about 9:18 left. But before we get too far in this, I got to make my pick here. The Raiders are improving. They are improving. But I got to go with the Chiefs. I'm riding with the Chiefs on this one. I see the Chiefs winning this one by a score of 41-30. So we'll see how this one. I'll be interested in watching this game on Sunday night. This will be a very good one. And we have one more match to talk about. That's of course Monday Night Football, ESPN. Jared Goff and the Los Angeles Rams are heading to Tampa Bay to take on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Bucks are picked by 4. So Flynn, what about the Monday Nighter?
I'm gonna take the Rams to win the game, guys. I don't see any element of surprise with seeing the Rams going to Tampa and beating the Buccaneers. And yes, the Rams have not won a road game against a team not from the NFC East, but Sean McVay is too good of a coach to let that happen. I think the Rams showed something against Seattle, and I think their matchup against Brady, I really like the matchup, and I just don't think Tampa is ready for prime time. And I mentioned earlier that I think Bruce Arians is going to hold the Buccaneers back to win the championship, and I think it's going to be about the Rams' offensive line against Tampa's front seven. And I think the Rams with Malcolm Brown and Darnell Henderson, I think they'll find ways to beat Tampa to the ground, and I'll take the Rams in an upset 27-24 over Tampa.
Oh, interesting. Flynn going with the Rams. Will, who you got?
I tried to say this last time back in week 5 about Tampa Bay. I really tried. If no one's seen that game, how they got bushwhacked by the Saints 38-3, then explain this to me, Flynn. Why are they in second place behind the Saints?
Because the Falcons and Panthers are each 3-6, and the Buccaneers 6-3.
Maybe so, but this is why I don't think the Rams are gonna win. You angered basically an old wild bear in Tom Brady. You bring in Antonio the Clown Brown. Why they still did that, I don't know. But let's not take away that one big run that Ronald Jones had last week. I mean, the only thing keeping Tampa Bay afloat right now is Ronald Jones. Not taking away from Mike Evans, not taking away from Chris Godwin, not taking it back from Scotty Miller. But you got to give running back some credit here. As much as I love Jared Goff, but Daryl Henderson is basically the only thing keeping them afloat, but not by enough. I like Sean McVay, but something is wrong with that offensive coordinator of theirs. I don't know what. So give me the Bucks in the mid-scoring game here. I'll give it about a good 27-14 score here.
27-14. Will's going with the Bucks on this one. Adam, who do you say?
Earth to Mr. Oliver. It's your mic, my friend.
Okay, how about now?
Yay.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, if I had a twist to another wing, so again, I think it's gonna be has to be like kind of going back and forth at either either way, but I think in the end I'm gonna have to go with the better team and choose the Buccaneers.
And that's who I am going for, even though I believe the Rams are going to make the Buccaneers work for this one, and they're going to make them work for it real good. But I see the Buccaneers pulling it out, and they will win this one by a score of 31-27. Give it to the Bucks.
So I have 3 solo picks this week.
Yes, you do. It'll be interesting to see how all that works out. So now it's 25-21 right now after that safety by the Seahawks. And Seahawks have the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one. I mean, about a little more than 7.5 minutes left. This game could come down to the wire. So soon as you people finish watching this, or as soon as we get done here, I'm probably going to be switching over to that game right now, see how that works out. Now, before we go, next week, of course, would be week 12. That's the Thanksgiving week. So maybe we need to decide, probably between now and before the end of the weekend, we could probably have a discussion on when we want to do our next show. I was thinking I do another show every Wednesday, so Wednesday would probably be not good for me. Maybe Tuesday or maybe Black Friday. What do you guys say?
I think Tuesday at 10 makes a lot of sense.
Next Tuesday at 10 Eastern. I think that would sound like a better time because Wednesday I got another show. Then Thursday's Thanksgiving, so yeah. So I think we'll have our Week 12 picks and predictions next Tuesday night. Same time though, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. And in the meantime, y'all be sure to listen to John Flynn, Hooked on Sports, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. 2 shows during the NFL week, one with straight up picks and predictions for the NFL, and the other show is all about the other sports. And of course, Will Medina once again has taken over the top overall spot in our league. We'll see if he can hold on to that, baby. Adam,
Mm-hmm.
good luck with your matchup this week, and I hope you guys had a wonderful time. Hope you all enjoy the games this week. Um, Put a comment in the comment section below. See how well you do against our picks. And like I said, most likely we will get together again this coming Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern,
Yep,
9 p.m. Central.
Tuesday.
So, for my good friends John Flynn, Will Medina, Adam Oliver, and everyone at the CTDF, my name is Tim McClellan. As always, be a good sport. See ya.
All right.